Hey, you want to know where the best deals are hiding? It's actually not online. It's not on BizBuySell. It's not on some broker's mailing list. That's a local broker. The best deals are the ones you'll never see advertised. They're off market. No listing, no for sale sign, no auction with 20 other buyers in this seller's market bidding up the price. And here's the kicker. Those off market deals, they almost always come from one thing: networking. It's not cold email. It's not blasting LinkedIn DMs. I'm talking about tried, true, tested, about building real relationships with centers of influence in your community. Hi, I'm John Stoddard from DealFlowSystem.net. I've helped buyers close more than $33 million in deals and raise $50 million in funding. If you're working full time or just want to buy a business without wasting years chasing junk deals, this video is for you. Because networking is the oldest, simplest, and still the most powerful way to find businesses for sale near you. All right, part one: why off-market deals matter. And let's start here. Why fight over the scraps on BizBuySell when you can get the first look at a business before it ever hits the market? That's what off-market means. It's fewer bidders, more time to do your due diligence, and the sellers, because they're not being shopped around, are actually more open to creative financing. Maybe bigger seller notes, earnouts, lower down payments, or just taking over the business. Try pulling that off in a bidding war with 12 other buyers. That's not happening. Part two: centers of influence. So, who actually unlocks these off market deals? These are people we call centers of influence. The people who know everyone in your town. Now, think about that. They could be accountants, attorneys. They see the books before everyone else. They're bankers, they're M&A advisors, or business brokers. They hear whispers when a client starts thinking about retirement. They already know it. They're going to pounce on them. They could be suppliers or landlords of the commercial buildings. They know which businesses are struggling or which ones are ready to cash out. Time for retirement. They know all the competitors, and sometimes they're the first to hear when a rival wants to exit. These people are in the Chamber of Commerce. They're in trade associations. They sit in the middle of entire industries. They're even college professors in your town. I mean, we have a University of Arizona here that it's involved in a lot of number of businesses. They may be fraternity or sorority networks, or just your personal network. Every one of these is a connector and a gatekeeper and a deal magnet. These are your centers of influence. Part three: the right way to network. Now, here's the mistake most people make. They treat networking like a transaction. They show up with business cards, they pitch, and they ask. Boom, that is wrong. Networking done right is relationship first, deal second. Zig Ziglar said it best. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. That doesn't mean it happens overnight. It happens, you have to fill the bucket of goodwill, and it does take time. So instead of asking, do you know any businesses for sale? Hey, Bob, anything? It's, how can I help you? Or make introductions, or share insights to their industry, something you saw in Forbes or Inc. or something local in another town. Show up consistently with goodwill. Do that 3 times, what I call the 3-touch rule, and then you can earn the right to ask, hey, Bob, by the way, do you know anyone that might be thinking about selling? Then, and only then, that's when the doors open. All right, part 4, stories from the field. Let me give you a couple stories. One of my students found a $1 million cleaning products company. It wasn't a listing on any site, it wasn't through a broker, it was through the Chamber of Commerce breakfast. Owner casually mentioned, I may be ready to step back. And boom, that's an off market deal. These happen. They're not like looking at 15 listings every Monday. And here's another story. I had another student looking at a porta potty business in Indiana. Not glamorous at all, right? You're cleaning other people's shit. Not sexy. But 2.3 million in revenue and 50% margins and no customer over 5%. That came from a supplier connection. That deal never hit the open market, and that's the gold of tried and true networking face to face. Warren Buffett said, "You can't make a good deal with a bad person." Here's what networking does. It lets you filter good people first. Then comes good deals. Part 5, expanding your reach. Now, let's widen the lens, right? You open up. Centers of influence aren't just local. You can find them at trade shows. You can find them in industry conferences, even in the comments section of a LinkedIn group. You can find them in news articles about spinoffs or corporate carve outs, or in networks that connect you with the niche professionals. Every one of those is like a thread. You got to keep unwinding it and keep winding it or pulling it in. And if you keep pulling, you'll find at the end a business owner thinking about selling at some point. It might not be today, might not be tomorrow. It could be in 6 months. It could be 3 years down the road. Don't expect anything to happen overnight with networking. That's just the nature of this tactic to find businesses for sale. Ray Dalio built his first client base by starting with people he already knew. Okay, he's in New York City. Understand that. He said, I gain trust by proximity first, results second. That's his quote. For you, that's the same principle. Start close, build trust, deals will follow. Just be patient. It's like planting a seed, apple seed, backyard. Let's say it's fertile ground. Plant the seed. Don't expect to go back the next day and pick an apple. It takes time. Part 6, protecting your reputation. And here's the last piece, but very important. Your reputation in town, local, is your currency. Jim Rohn would say, reputation is more valuable than money. If you show up as a buyer who listens, who helps, who closes, people will line up to introduce you. I should pause here and tell you a little story about John Wooden, UCLA coach, won 11 championships, basketball. When somebody passes the ball, he always told me, if somebody passes the ball, always say thank you. Always. But on the flip side, if you ghost people, if they give you a lead or a conversation that goes nowhere, or play games with sellers, that word will spread just as fast. It's a small town. Most of us live in small town. Even if I live in Tucson, 750,000. So protect your name, because in tight networks, your name is everything. Okay, let's wrap this up and bring it all together. The best business to buy near you, they're not broker sites. They're sitting quietly in your backyard, waiting for the right buyer to show up. And the key to unlock this is networking with centers of influence. Those are accountants, those are attorneys, those are bankers, those are suppliers, those are landlords, those are competitors, those are owners of local restaurants, because everybody comes in their restaurant. These are Chamber of Commerce leaders, there are trade show associations, they're local business help from the government, they're professors, they're your own network. Every one of them is a potential deal source. And when you find an off-market deal, remember the advantages. Usually you're doing it by yourself, so there's fewer bidders. There's a lot more time for due diligence, because trust me, off-market, they're not just going to have everything in a Dropbox to deliver for you. And there's more room for creative financing. That's the playbook. It's not spam. It's not thousands of dollars spent on direct mail. It's not cold blast. Just networking, slow, steady, done right. All right, if you found this video useful, smash that subscribe button. And if you're serious about buying your first business, I can help. Head over to dealflowsystem.net. That's where I can show you how to find, fund, and close your first deal the smart way. I'm John Stoddard, and I will see you on the next one.